right. Hey guys, this is Terry with NSPS TV podcast. Hey, you guys know what today is. It's Sunday Fun Day podcast with me. So, yeah, man, it's been a very interesting Sunday. It was kind of slow at work, so I took the day, the rest of the day off. But you know what? I had to get home, so I'm finally on the West Coast, man. I can't believe it. I'm on the West Coast, but I'm not gonna go there because I got a husky on the podcast. Can you guys believe that? hey, hey,
Well, I can't do a muscle, but it's tried.
you guys know I'm a big Duck fan.
I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
We won't hold it against
We
you.
won't hold it against you.
Hey, Mary, Linda, thanks for coming on the show, man. I reached out to you guys, and I was really shocked when I called you guys that you guys picked up. So, you know what? I don't think you picked up. I left a voicemail. You guys called me back.
Yep.
So, I appreciate that. I really do, because a lot of people I reach out to don't call me back. So, actually, I'm some kind of what are those people that calls and
like telemarketer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they think I'm a telemarketer. I'm not
man.
a telemarketer. So hey, but appreciate you guys coming to the show. I really enjoyed it. Hey, we're gonna talk about so much tonight. I want to make you guys think a little bit about some of the questions I'm gonna ask you guys. Mary, you kind of have an idea because you watched yesterday, but the craziest thing is I always don't ask the same questions. So might changes up, but hey, we're gonna go to a quick commercial and I'll be right back in a minute.
Okay.
All right, hey, welcome back to the show. Hey, tonight we are in Washington State.
Yay.
And we have Linda and Mary on the show with a very long name.
I know. Yeah, it's really long. That's my fault.
Yeah, Olympic Peninsula Paranormal Society.
Yep.
O.P.P.S.
Yeah. We just say ops. It's a lot easier. Yeah.
Ops. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, tell the world a little bit, Ops. And what have you guys been up to lately?
Oh my God. You want to start? Go for it.
Well, we were just at the Oregon Ghost Conference in Seaside, Oregon. That was great. It's pretty huge. Lots of the paranormal community come in.
Mm-hmm.
They have speakers. They have teachers. Lots of venues. So if you want to use your credit card to buy a few things, us girls like to do that.
And they had a lot of podcasters there.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's really a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun.
They do investigations during the weekend so that if people that have never done one before, they can come in, and they've got 3 or 4 sites that are fairly active. So generally they'll get maybe a little something. And yeah, it's probably one of the better West Coast paranormal conferences.
I think so, yeah. We also have been, we've had some help calls. You know how help calls are. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. And we're in the process of doing one or two, maybe two private investigations. We stay pretty busy. I mean, right around Halloween, it's insane.
Time out. Time out.
What?
What's the deal with the light in back of you? You don't see that, how bright that? Oh, it just.
Oh,
Hey, guys. Oh, well, no. Okay.
Yay.
Well, no, you can leave it open because I thought it was a light, and I thought it was.
Oh, now we can't see us at all.
Nope.
Okay. How's that?
Yeah, leave it open. I just thought it was a light.
Oh.
Where you went in and went out real quick.
It was an angelic being.
Oh, okay. So, that kind of got my eye, but please continue.
So let's see. Oh, yeah. So, during the Halloween, everybody, I think it's pretty busy. We get pretty tied down with a couple of events. One is in Port Townsend, Washington, which is a port city. It's right on the water. And they have an event called Haunted Histories and Mysteries where they do tours. And then our team, a couple teams get together and we do investigations on all the haunted locations in the area. And then in November, the Port Gamble Ghost Conference, which is in Port Gamble, Washington. And that is an old logging town. And it's all done. It's all the buildings look like they were made in Maine because the people that moved there and set it up were from Maine. So, but it's a great conference. There's classes. It's a lot smaller than one in Oregon, but there's classes, investigations. So we've been involved in that for 15 years since they first started it. So yeah.
Wow, it seems like you guys are pretty busy.
We have periods where we're pretty busy. I mean, we seem to get a lot of calls. We get calls from people who just have questions, like, what does this mean? Or what do you think it is? Or just want to talk to somebody.
Okay, cool. Now, let's dive right into it because I'm really curious about the West Coast because, one, I don't get in contact with many paranormal investigators. I don't know why that is compared to the Midwest and the South and the Northeast and the East.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because, especially in the East Coast and maybe the Midwest, but mostly the East Coast, I think it's because there's a lot of paranormal TV people from that coast. I really do. So, I mean, if you look at a lot of the investigators, they're from that area, So I think they have more popularity over there than we have here because I can't really think of any big names out here.
Who's the guy that was at
the
Oregon?
Arbach.
Who was the guy at the conference that was doing the podcast?
Oh, that's Jeremy.
Oh, okay. And then
But he's talking about but he's talking about like he doesn't hear from a lot of investigators, and you don't hear a lot about us. I know. I agree. We've been trying to figure that out ourselves, but I think that's part of it. I don't know. What do you think, Linda?
Yeah.
It's weird because I know you're out there. I mean, I know you guys are doing your thing out there, but it's just so hard. It seems like 1 minute they're there, the next minute they're closed permanently.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out why, and it's, I think we need investigators from sea to Shining Sea to Canadian border down to the Mexico border. Mm-hmm. Everything needs to be covered. You know what I'm saying? And you guys aren't too far from California.
No. There's teams in California. There's teams in Oregon. We know a couple of teams from Oregon.
We'll have to put him in contact with a few of them.
Yeah. Well, we'll put you in contact with a couple of those folks. Really great folks. Yeah. And we know some of the local teams. I don't know how many local teams are in our area. I don't think we have a lot where we live.
Maybe 3 or 4 at the most.
Yeah. So,
okay. Well, do you guys get along?
Yeah. I mean, we're the kind of team where we want to go out and meet other investigators and share ideas and share knowledge. That's just kind of how we are. And a lot of times we'll invite other teams to go with us. We try to do yearly a team building event go to a haunted location and go for maybe 4 or 5 days and go do stuff,
Okay.
paranormal stuff and stuff. And we always try to invite another team to come with us.
And how many are you guys? How many team members do you have?
Let's see, how many do we have now? Right now we have 8.
8, and we've got 4 trainees.
Yeah.
So out of 8 of you, so there's 10 of you guys that are active plus the 2, right? That makes 10.
Yeah.
And you have 4 trainees.
Mhm.
And none of those guys wanted to come on the podcast.
Couldn't get them to come.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them had plans today.
Easter Sunday stuff.
Yeah. But
Oh.
us heathens didn't, so we're
What's that say about us?
well, our team's been around 16 years, and yeah, we've had a lot of people come and go, of course, like every team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one of the original co-founders of the team, so but we've had a lot of great people on the team. I mean, it's been pretty good.
I don't know if you guys actually see the comments that are popping in.
Oh, I know we have the 2 coolest members tonight.
Oh,
That's
you.
nice.
Thank you.
He was talking about me, guys.
Oh, darn.
It was, yeah. Hi, Justin. How you doing? Hi, Mr. Higgins. Hi, Big John. And hi, Irene. I think Irene stole my refrigerator, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine from Japan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's really cool. You guys ever get a chance to meet her, you're like, wow. But yeah, hey guys, how big is Bremerton, Washington?
Oh my God, I don't even know. That's terrible.
It's a active naval shipyard.
And military bases.
So the amount of people fluctuates depending on whether we have ships here. But it's not small. It's probably Bremerton itself, I would say probably about 50,000.
Yeah, that sounds about
right. But then we have several towns that are like right on the outskirts that really make the area pretty big.
Because we're on a peninsula.
Yeah.
We're about an hour by ferry from Seattle, or hour and a half by highway traffic, which sucks in Seattle.
So the city is big, but you still have that hometown feel about it.
Right now, yeah. A lot of people moving in, but that's cool.
Wow. Okay, so how do you, as O.P.P.S, how do you guys reach out to your community and say, hey, O.P.P.S is here. We're not going anywhere. We want you guys to come hang with us. How do you guys go by doing that?
Well, I've been the case manager for pretty much 15 years, going on 16 years. So in the beginning, you're going to laugh when you hear this. I would cold call. I would go to businesses and go in and say, hey, my name is Mary, and I'm a paranormal investigator, and I'm just here to see if you've had any paranormal activity. I did. That's what I did. Or I'd send letters to businesses, on our letterheads and stuff. And
about the museum, we got that.
Yeah, and we've because of that, we've investigated. People know, well, we've been around a long time, so people know us, and we get a lot of calls from people in other states too, and from Seattle, from everywhere. But yeah, that's how we used to do it. And then our name got out when we did like conferences and that type of thing. So
conferences are a good way to let people know who your team is and how to contact you.
Yeah,
I highly recommend going to a conference.
Yeah,
it's nothing like a little networking.
That's right.
Yes.
And we'll give cases to other teams that live closer to the client, or if it's a case we feel like as a team we decide if we want to take a case. It's just not up to like me or her,
Okay.
So, and then if we feel like we can't do it, or the location, we just can't get to the location, we will call other teams in other parts of the state and say, hey, we've got a case for you if you're interested, and just pass it on.
Okay, cool. Now, what kind of team are you guys?
What kind of team are we?
I
don't know, what kind of team?
I mean, paranormal has so many different. I mean, you can be a validation team.
I see.
Oh yeah.
You can be a team that focuses on dark energy.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're a team that, I mean, we, we want to serve the community, of course. We want to educate people about the afterlife and the paranormal. We're the type of team that will go in and collect evidence, and try to validate what the client is saying, whether it's private or a business. And we usually, we're not the kind of team that does dark stuff or crosses spirits over. We know people that do that, which we can refer on. So we're kind of more into the evidence collection and validation and education.
Okay.
Maybe.
Are you guys, or because this is becoming a big thing, guys. A lot of people, especially in the South, are starting to collect certain items.
Mm.
Are you guys into that?
No.
No.
Well, you mean items? You mean like haunted items or
Haunted dolls.
Dolls, emblems, just weird things that people that are gone long ago and that are, they want to just hold on to it. So they'll attach themselves to that and, and continue doing what they do.
Yeah. No, we don't do that.
I think you can invite trouble if you're not careful doing that kind of stuff.
That's the reason I tell people, man, and do not, when you guys go to these garage sales, never go into a garage sale because you never know what you're getting.
Yeah. Well, you need. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, there's such a thing that a lot of people talk about called residual energy.
Mm-hmm.
Residual energy can be an attachment to an item that you can find at a garage sale. I'm not saying that happens all the time. I've had it happen only once to me personally. But, I think if you get into the mindset where you're going to go looking for that stuff, you can inadvertently bring stuff to your own home that you might not want there.
We had a case a long time ago where this lady called us and they kept saying they kept hearing a lot of this noise in their bedroom. Well, it turns out they had bought this dresser from a, secondhand shop or whatever. And what had happened was the spirit there had left his wallet in one of the drawers. And so at night, the drawer was moving like he was trying to, like the latch was moving, like he was trying to get in and open it up. And once we were able to communicate with this guy and say, hey, you passed on, well, it's not here, blah, 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 that kind of stuff, it stopped. So that, I never even thought about that, so that was kind of one of the cases we had.
Okay, cool. It seems like you guys are into a lot of private and residential cases. Am I true? Is that right?
Yeah, we do.
We do quite a few.
Yeah, we do quite a few. I mean, we've done some museums, some local theaters. We've done a naval ship in town, it's a floating museum though now. But yeah, we do. Yeah.
I think like our main purpose is to be out there to help people.
Yeah.
And I think if that's what your focus is as a team, that's generally what you're going to draw toward you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mary said, we do the other stuff, the ships, the museums, etc.
Yeah.
But really, we're looking out there to not only help the community, but to give them the knowledge they need to understand what's going on as well in a safe environment.
Yeah.
So they can talk to us about what's going on, no judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can help, yes. And if we can't help, we find resources or give them resources to get the help they need.
Or if it's not paranormal, we say, hey, this is the radiator. Whatever, you know what I mean? Well, the thing is, going back to that question of what kind of team we are, the other thing on our team, like I do instrumental transcommunication, and then we have, and I'm clairaudient, I hear and see spirits, but we have psychics on our team. We have people who are really talented, but we use psychics in a different way on our team, but yeah, we've got a pretty varied group of people. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, when people say that they're a paranormal investigator, and I normally would ask them, why? Why are you a paranormal investigator? Are you preparing yourself for, are you teaching yourself for what's going to happen eventually?
Yeah, I love
You
that.
know, is that what you guys are doing?
Mm,
Collecting knowledge, and one day it's going to happen to us.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Some of us, whether some of us would like to be prepared
Hmm.
mentally for what's going to happen. Instead of being one of those out there that's everything's up in the air when that time comes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you guys like that?
I don't think I'm not. I mean, I believe in the afterlife, 100%. And plus, I have worked in the healthcare industry as a physician assistant and an RN for 48 years. So I get it about death. I know we're all going to go there because I've seen a lot of it. So, but I don't know about the rest of the team. I think pretty much everybody on the team is pretty like okay with it. They're, yeah, that's it. But we all believe in an afterlife. We all know we're not going to die.
Yeah, it's it's just one of those things. Because I see myself. One of the reasons why that I chose this profession, and I can say profession because I think everybody is a paranormal investigator. We're a professional to a certain standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, we might not know all the answers, but we can give you some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, it will definitely help you out. But it's the paranormal is the world that we live in. You know, it can be hard, it can be easy, it can be however you want it. But
Yeah.
the thing is, that day is coming,
Yep.
and you prepare yourself for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying go and stress out
Right.
about it, but just make sure that everything is good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything's good to go.
Yeah.
And whatever you do,
Yeah.
whatever you guys do, man, just have fun.
Yep. Exactly right. Yeah.
Uh,
One
yeah.
of my favorite conferences. I speak at conferences too, and I did one on afterlife communication. That was one of my favorite ones to speak about because, it reached out to the folks there about, hey, there is an afterlife, and these are ways your loved one can contact you, and so don't be afraid. I mean, everybody's scared a little bit, of course, but you don't have to worry about the unknown because
Hmm?
it's going to be family there and friends, loved ones, dogs, cats, whatever.
You have to. I think the main thing to remember too is a ghost used to be a person.
Yep.
They were just like
Mhm.
you, but they just
Mhm.
happen to be on the other side now.
Yep.
And most generally, however they were in real life, they're going to be the same way when they pass over. And so a lot of the information you get, it directly relates to who that person was when they were living.
Ooh, I am going to irritate the hell out of some people.
Me too. Let's do it.
Hey, some people are very particular about certain things, having things in certain areas, but I'm going to make sure, hey, you put your house shoes by the bed, it's a good chance one's not going to be there.
Yeah, I know. That's happened to me before. Let me tell you.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, guys, let's talk about some of the locations that you guys have investigated. And I'm going to throw a couple of locations locations that I think you guys need to investigate because a lot of people hasn't. And I don't know why, because I think it needs to be. So tell me about some of the locations that you guys been to.
Well, Walker-Ames is one we like to go to
I love
a lot.
the Walker-Ames.
That's the one that's in Port Gamble, Washington. It's in a small town that's owned by I can't remember the name of the company that bought it. However, it was built in 1895, and so there's been a lot of people in and out during the period when it was a busy. It was a port where they actually shipped lumber in. And so when this last company purchased it, they had already started having the ghost conferences and some of the other stuff. So this house has remained empty, and for the sole purpose, really, of educating people on the paranormal.
It's a great place.
We do a lot of investigations there.
Mhm.
They do a lot of investigations during the conference that we have there
Mhm.
right after Halloween.
Yeah.
But what I really like about it is when you want to show people what the paranormal is, it's a good place to kind of let them test the waters.
Mhm.
It's a safe space.
Mhm.
The spirits there are pretty level-headed. You
Except
know,
for Grumpy
nobody
Guy.
ever gets. There's been a
The
few people
grumpy
get
guy.
there.
Oh, grumpy guy.
Yeah, the grumpy
Yeah.
likes to slam the door on me.
In her face. Yeah.
Or in my face. But
Yeah.
it's a safe space to actually bring people in and get them acquainted with the paranormal, and where they can see things happen. We like to show them the equipment that we use, and then we like to just let them experiment themselves on some of the things that we do personally when we're doing investigations. So that's a real popular place.
And I've been going there for 16 years now, and they know the spirits there know us. They know me. They know us.
Called by name.
Yeah, my dog Eulalie, who's now passed, was on our team. She's big, huge lab English Mastiff mix, 150 pounds. She was on our team. She was awesome. She was really good. There's always seems to be kids in the attic. We've got an EVPs there. We've got kids giggling, toys move. But they loved Eulalie. Every time we would go there, the kids would really be excited. We get all these great EVPs. Eulalie is an unusual name, and I would say, "What's my dog's name?" And you would get stuff like, "It's hard. I can't say it," or they would say it, Eulalie. So yeah, I love it there, and we've had all kind of stuff like. We've spent the night there before, one of the investigators, and we caught it on camera. Something sat down on her blow-up bed.
That was me.
Wow.
No, that was another time.
Oh, another time?
Yeah, before
that happened to me. We got it on camera.
Yeah, so it's the same room too. Yeah,
same room.
So yes, I love it there. It's one of my favorite places.
Now, have you guys? I know when me and you talked on the phone, I can't remember that darn hotel I was telling you about. That
shoot, I looked it up too.
Washington?
Is it in Washington?
Yeah, it's in Western Washington. No, Eastern Washington.
Oh, it's this. I think it's the hotel in Spokane. It's the one.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be haunted.
Yeah.
I've not ever stayed there for an investigation, but they say that it's haunted.
Now that's over the pass.
Yeah.
So it's a couple hours.
Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cascade Mountain.
About 4-hour drive, 4 or 5 hour drive for us.
Yeah.
Which is still not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, still not bad. Now, guys, West Coast doesn't have as much history as
no.
No,
we're babies.
Yeah. What do you guys think the difference is between a West Coast haunting and an East Coast haunting?
I would guess the age of wherever you were doing an investigation. I mean, some of those places we're talking 300 or 400 years, and here we're probably oldest. I would say of the ones I know, maybe only 100 years.
No, I think there's more than that.
Well, maybe around 200, but not more than that.
Yeah, I did. I was in Gettysburg. I did a couple investigations, and of course, Gettysburg is its own unique place. Mm-hmm. So all the EVPs and the evidence I got there were really, I don't know how to describe. They're different. They were different from here because we've had war over here, but nothing like that.
That's because they all talk with that Southern accent.
It was intense. She was dying to do that. It was intense. I know. So yeah, I don't know. I am.
Oh boy.
It has a deeper, stronger feeling, I think, because it's more rooted. The places there have been around way a lot longer. And I think our buildings still have that new feeling to them. I mean, there's history there, but the big difference is like I think it hits you physically
I think
on the
that's
East
it.
Coast.
That's it.
You're kind of like in this,
Mhm.
holy crap, this place has been around a while.
Yeah, I think that's it.
You feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you guys out there to think that when we come into a location out there that you guys still have that some of that wet paint smell on
Mhm.
the walls.
But we do.
There
I
is a
don't, I don't think so. See, I don't agree with you on that.
No.
but you know what?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The one thing I do notice about the West Coast is, man, there's a lot of Native American
Yes.
Oh yeah.
there. Another thing is, guys, it seems that some of the universities honor the Indians by having certain names as
Yeah.
their ma-
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And how do the Native Americans feel about that? Do they give you guys a little trouble, or do they say, okay, they're really trying to honor us by, a certain mascot and so on and so on?
I think it's half and half, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It seems like they're really trying more to change some of the names that were Americanized
Mhm.
to back to their original names. I think they're even going to think about changing Rainier's name back to Tahoma.
I think so. I think
Yeah. So that's our volcano. We have a couple. We're the Ring of Fire. We got volcanoes all over the place. Yeah. So
It's interesting because I know the Huskies is a animal that the Native Americans
mhm.
symbolized, and they had a great respect for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they do.
Cougars, I'm not too sure about the cougar.
I'm not either.
You know what I'm saying? But there's
Yeah.
plenty of schools over there that represent the Native Americans pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure what Eastern Washington is.
I don't
But I
really pay much
Yeah.
attention to that.
But yeah, hey guys, let me ask you a question. How do you guys feel about school districts? I don't know if they started doing it over on the West Coast, but how do you guys feel about the school districts putting parapsychology into the high schools and into the
Into the high schools?
mm-hmm.
That's okay. I'm okay with it. I think it's fine.
I would be okay with high school. I wouldn't go younger than that,
Mm-mm.
though.
Yeah.
No, I think high
We-
school is
We get some. I mean, they do have parts of like the conferences will have children's section,
mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's not like the stuff we do. It's very different. You've done some of that,
Yeah.
pendulums and things like that. But yeah, I think high school is good because I think we have people go, "Oh, I have my 15-year-old kid. Can he come?" No, sorry. It's like no. You have to be 18 or over. Depending on where it is.
Okay. Now, you guys, you know what? A lot of people don't do what you guys do because you mentioned that your dog comes with you.
Oh yeah.
And I always tell people if you have a pretty large animal like a dog, that can handle stress. If stress is pressed upon itself during an investigation, then I think a dog should be present because
I think it's a great idea.
it brings more to the investigation.
It does. I mean, I never brought her on private home investigations. I never did that, and I always got permission from businesses. When we were doing businesses, and most people were totally fine as long as she was on, on leash, which she was all the time. But she was good. I had I trained her. I'd say, "You want to go see ghosts?" And she'd get all excited. She'd bark. But she would get what I'd call hits. We were at this one place on the Hood Canal called the McCreevy House, which is one of the original homes there. So it's over 100, and it's definitely haunted. So we were going from room to room, just kind of walking, and she'd go in a room, and then when we got to this one room, she stopped, sat down outside the door, would not go in. And then she would look at me like, "Nope, not going in there." Well, I call that a hit. And what it turned out to be, that room, people have seen a woman walking back and forth in the window from the street, and nobody lives there, of course. It's so yeah.
Now, let me ask you, I kind of threw myself off of the question
Oh.
locations.
Yeah.
Why doesn't more paranormal investigators investigate junkyards?
I think it's hard to get in them personally. I think it's very difficult to get in them.
I think there would be a lot of different impression as well. Like if you're empathic and sensitive, in a junkyard, you're going to see like a whole mismatch. When you go to a private residence, generally you're dealing with one family and maybe a few objects. I think in a junkyard, lots of families, lots of stuff. So you might get bombarded and have to leave.
Yeah, I think so. I think and here in Texas, I mean, you cannot pass there's no way you're on a highway and you won't pass a junkyard where there's been, you know, accidents, collisions, fatalities. That's where all these cars go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. That would be intense. Yeah.
You know,
if you're empathic, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I can remember seeing a car accident where the girl actually flew out the window, and believe it or not, they tried to tape it, but you can still see the hair.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah.
Where she flew out of it. You know why? Because she didn't have a seatbelt on.
Yeah. I've seen that before. Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Horrible.
And you go up and look at that car. And luckily, I didn't have a K2 or some kind of, device. Hell, I probably would have, hung around there for a minute. But hey, guys, I urge you guys. If you guys want some activity, man, a junkyard can be between 200 to 300 yards of nothing but whatever.
Yeah, it's true. We were talking about locations. One of the really cool locations here in town is the Turn of Joy.
Yeah.
It's a,
Mentioned something about Montana because one of his
someone said about Montana?
The Montana State Prison.
Oh, we've been there, yeah. So USS Turn of Joy is a Vietnam era ship that was involved in the first conflict in the Bay of Tonkin. And let me tell you, that place has got a lot of spirits. It's very interesting because they really like the women there, the women on the team. They do. I mean, I could have sent you some EVPs, but I got stories. Let me tell you. I've got some crazy EVPs there and a ghost box stuff. So it's really, you can spend the night there. It's not very comfortable, I'll tell you that. But I would recommend that for someone to go on a haunted naval ship because I guarantee you'll get activity for sure.
Well, we're planning on going on the Lexington, which is in Corpus Christi, Texas, in May.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
If we manage to get everything together, it's going to be in May.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're going to love that.
I've never been on an aircraft carrier. I always wanted to go.
Yeah, I went to one in California. What was the name of that? I've myself and another friend, we've gone on a couple of Nick Groff tours. Mm-hmm. So we went on one of the big naval ships in aircraft carrier in California. I can't remember. That was amazing. We were sitting in a galley, and then we're doing stuff, and all of a sudden you hear all these chairs being moved around. We're like, what the hell? And there's nobody there. There's nobody back there. So they were just like messing with us, It's pretty cool. Yeah.
That is wild. The more you guys tell stories, man, the more I want to get on a plane and.
Well, come on! You got people now up here. You come anytime.
Justin, I gotta ask Justin and Chad see if they want to take a road trip to Oregon. I'm down.
We're not that far, depending on where you're going in Oregon.
But you said, I have to stop in Oregon first.
Okay. All right.
I gotta go check out Autzen Stadium before I make the paranormal trip. I gotta go to Eugene. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You can go there.
You can go. You might become a Duck fan.
We, when we were talking about how we try to do like a team event once a year. So we've gone to the old Montana State Prison, and we've also gone to that haunted ghost town in Anaconda, Montana. They have a TV show about it. What is it? Ghost Town Terror or some crap like that.
Yeah, Ghost Town Terror.
Yeah. So old Montana State Prison is amazing. It is so haunted. I mean, you go there, you pay a certain amount. It's not too bad. I think it's gone up. And they basically lock you in and say, "See you tomorrow." It's
wow.
all yours. Everything. It's all yours. Everything. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Even a place to stay. You can stay. You can sleep in any cell you want.
If I wouldn't, but yeah, you can. I'd go sleep in my car, man. I ain't sleeping in those nasty cells. But it's a very interesting place. I mean, it's really haunted. We've got some.
And I'll sleep in my car.
That's what I would do. Yeah. So yeah, it's really fun to be able to do that.
You know, do you guys? Oh man, because sometimes when we investigate certain locations, you know, nursing homes and so on and so on. Do you guys, when you guys go in there to a room, do you ever feel like somebody's basically pushing you out?
Oh yeah.
You're being pushed out, but if a male comes in,
if they don't want you there,
yeah, come on in. But a female is like, oh no, you can't come in here. You know, I've had that a couple of times where a couple of females have said, hey, they don't want me in there. But the minute a guy comes in, they open up to him like, hey, bottle of Jack.
Yeah. That's happened to us before. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a really cool place in Eastern Washington called St. Ignatius Hospital. Mm-hmm. And there was one room that was like that. I mean, it's super haunted. And when I was at this, I got to tell you my story. Okay. She kept about Turner Joy. All right. So all the women, there's only one bathroom open. So everybody was using the same bathroom, but every one of the team members, the women team members, felt like they were being watched. Everybody, you know, so we looked for holes in the wall and cameras, nothing. Right. So I figured there's got to be a spirit in here. Oh yeah. Bainbridge is beautiful. So I decided to take my recorder in. I had to pee. So I said, I'm going to leave my recorder on. I don't care. I put it down. Yeah. And then I'm going back later listening to the recorder. So you hear me go in the bathroom, and then you hear this man go, as soon as I start going to the bathroom, I caught a male's voice going, yeah, just like that. That's what I'm talking about. I know. Because I kept saying, there is a pervert in this bathroom, guys. I just know it. And sure enough, it's like, I know, it's crazy. I said, I can't believe I cannot. I knew it.
Oh my God. I hope you caught that. Did you?
Oh, I did. I got it. I've got it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's one of my favorite EVPs. It really is. I mean, you know.
Yeah, man. We've caught so many EVPs. Yeah. Man, we've had people talk about food. And I'm like, how in the hell is there a food franchise back in the days that you were supposed to be walking around? I know there wasn't no McDonald's or Whataburger in the 1800s.
Right.
So I don't even know about what's going on in modern time when they died almost 100 years ago. Do you guys think these guys can come in and out as they want?
I do. Yeah, I do. What do you think, Linda?
I do. Yeah. I totally agree.
I mean, my house, I have spirits that come and go in my house all the time. I mean, they just come in and they're gone. You know, like at the Walker Ames, there have been one or two spirits that have come there that I don't think belong there.
Yeah.
And
I think visitors.
Yeah, like we call them visitors or travelers, and they come in and they're gone, you know. So, yeah, I do believe that.
Now, do you believe in train hopping spirits?
Do I believe in what?
Train hopping spirits.
Train hopping spirits?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, to me, anything's possible.
If they did that in their real life, why not when they're a spirit?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna I'm sure I'm gonna be an investigator on the other side. I'm gonna be a big ghost investigator.
You know, one of the things that I do, you know, I told you I do instrumental transcommunication, right? So okay. So one of the things I do is I belong to a group Well, we are in it's called the North American Station, and it's a contact group on the other side with different people, you know, and where we work with them to kind of open the communication between us, them, and everybody else to help people understand, hey, you know what, we're still alive, we're here. So yeah, it's interesting because there's different people that come through. If it's them, I mean, so yeah, I mean, talking about people coming through and doing different things on the other side, it's pretty cool. It's like a working group of spirits, basically. So
Now, why do you think spirits linger instead of? Because I know there's other family members that are telling them, "Hey, it's time to go,"
you'd be good at answering that. You're
you know,
good at
and they want to go. They'll look back and they'll say, "I don't want to go."
yeah, like why do spirits linger?
Oh, well, I think sometimes they think that there's something that they needed to finish. You know, maybe a project that was near and dear to them, or if I think sometimes if they think a family member won't be okay unless they stay.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of reasons. I think that sometimes when we come in, because I believe in that we might have a mission, and if we lose our life early and we haven't completed that, I think they stay. I think it's like various reasons. I don't think you could ever put a finger on an exact reason.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about objects, sometimes I think there was a case of a lady that had this rocking chair, absolutely loved this rocking chair, spent probably half her life in this rocking chair. And so when she left, a young couple bought the rocking chair, and the mother was going to use it for her new baby. Well, whenever she would be outside the room or whatever, and they had a baby camera, they would see the rocking chair rocking, you know,
Oh,
back
wow.
and forth.
Yeah.
Well, they went back to the fellow where they bought the rocking chair, and the story was that that was her favorite chair.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they bought the chair, they bought her.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, let me ask you a question. A lot of people, you know, they always, especially non-believers,
Mm-hmm.
people that don't believe always seem to fear things. You know, things that go bump in the night. You know, why do you think that is? You know, because I always tell people, uh, never fear the dark. Always fear what's in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people, when I tell people that, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, well, if you sleep, if you like to sleep with the lights on, you don't like sleeping in the dark. Why is that? Oh, I don't know. You know, and I'm like, well, are you afraid of the dark or are you afraid what's in the dark?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people can't answer that question.
Yeah. That's really a good question. You know, I think part of it is the way people are raised. Some people, their religion is like, no, you don't do that. You know, you don't go there at all. Yeah. Some people, like you said, are really afraid. They don't. It's the unknown. They don't know.
I think it can be a learned thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just for example, when I was a kid, I mean, in my own room, I would sleep with total darkness. So one time, my mom decided she was going to play a little trick on me, and so I was in my room, sound asleep. And so she knocked on the door, and when I opened the door, she had shampoo all over her head. All I could see was this white thing. So of course I'm scared. I'm not going to use that word. Anyway, I was scared bad. Well, from then on, for years, I wouldn't sleep in the dark.
Mm.
So I think sometimes it can be a learned habit.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, and I don't want to really get into religion type stuff, but I know there are some that the way they talk to you, they teach you to be afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, man. People are afraid of the dark. I don't know. Is it because the lifestyle that people live? You know, and what's so crazy about it, guys? if you are afraid of the dark, man, then it's a good chance you're going to remain that way the rest
Oh yeah.
of your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
yeah,
You really don't.
absolutely. And I think too that a lot of people, with all these shows on TV now, paranormal shows that are horrible, everything's about demons, the dark, demons, demons. People get that in their heads and they
Yeah.
think, oh man, that's what's in the dark.
They run around screaming in the dark, so you automatically associate anything fearful with screaming in the dark.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that our great grandparents would tell us things about the dark and all that stuff.
The boogeyman.
Yeah.
I remember my grandparents telling me, once you go to bed, don't look under the bed because the boogeyman's going to get you.
Oh no. Oh my God. And did you look?
No, I stayed my bed.
You know what? I wouldn't look either.
She made it so where I stay in the bed that I
Yeah.
would.
Smart. I see that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, man, that it's really hard because when you look at it, it's about the way that certain people were brought up into, like you say, in believing things, and and grandparents are crazy. Well, sorry, grandma.
Yeah.
Grandparents or they do whatever they need to do to make sure that you're in that bed and you don't get out.
It's interesting because when you go into people's homes, a lot of people are really afraid that it's demonic, especially nowadays. It seems like and it's like, well, I think it's evil. Why do you think it's evil?
I think that has a lot to do with TV.
It has a lot to do with the TV. Yeah, we've had cases where people really were influenced by what they were watching. We had one case. We walked in the house and they had, what was it, Ghost Adventures on? They had something on,
something like a ghost show.
And they were like, this guy. We were doing something. This guy, the guy flipped out and he ran out. He thought I was being possessed. I had to go outside and bring him back down. But people get that stuff in their heads. That's what they think it is.
Well, man, like you say, once that gets stuck, there's no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once you got that stuck in your head, there's no. I mean, you can tell them hey, man, there's nothing going on here. You know what they would do? They would take your knowledge and they would throw it out the window and they'll call the next damn paranormal team to come in.
Right. They're going to go till they get what they want, the answer they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We've seen that happen.
Oh, yeah.
And what's so crazy about it is, let's say, for an example, that something is in a location or in a residence and, the team that's in there can't handle it, so they just up and leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means the next team is not only got to handle what's in the house, but got to clean up your mess also.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, I don't think that's fair.
It's not.
If you don't know what you're doing, leave it alone. Because all you're doing is hurting the clients and potentially hurting yourself, and even more potentially hurting the people that are going to come in to fix your mess.
Yeah, and that's why when I get a case and we do the interview and all that, we always go back and talk to the rest of the team about the case and what's going on and what the client is looking for. Like I said, there are times we say, no, we're going to refer you on to a team that we know, because this is what it sounds like you want, and we're going to refer you to a team I think that would fit well with what you want, because there's people, like you said, that specialize in certain things, and our team just won't do it,
And I can tell you, dude, there's not a demonologist around the corner.
No.
There's not. I mean, you might find one or two, maybe per city or per town, but there are not that many around because there's not demons out there in the world.
One.
Plus, you got to make sure this person who says they're a demonologist better be sanctioned by the church, man, because I don't want somebody who's learned something online coming into my house if I have something like that in there,
Yeah, learning. You know what, guys? Linda, you mentioned something that I knew that was going to be the next question. And so I'm just going to bring it up. How does the religion aspect of of your community? How do they react towards you and your team when they see you guys out and about? You know, you guys aren't in the Bible Belt,
Mhm.
uh,
Nope.
but how do they react, or how does the church react towards you?
Honestly, we've not had anything happen
Mm-mm.
to us at all as far as
Mm-mm.
anybody of any religion. I think a lot of it
Oh,
has to do with how we present ourselves.
mhm.
First thing, whenever we talk about what we do, religion is not a part of it.
Mhm.
We're not here to talk to you about religion.
Mhm.
We're here because you have a problem. We're here to talk to you about what you think that is and what you feel.
Mhm.
Now, if for some reason that comes up in the conversation, like the person might say, well, I'm Catholic, and not knocking Catholics, but just like there are certain things in the Catholic Church that have been taught
Mhm.
that kind of we don't believe in, but
Mhm.
we're really careful with any ways that we approach religion because we respect the person.
Mhm.
And so we respect whatever religious views they have. And so we'll never say anything against that.
Mhm.
And I think that is a big reason why we've not run into difficulties because
Mm-mm.
we'll be right up front.
Yeah.
This is nothing, this is not religious for us. This is about helping you if you have
Right.
a problem.
Now, if if you guys, let's say, okay, I'm gonna stay on the religion thing for a minute. What religion to you guys, in your guys' eye, is more acceptable to what we do?
I never thought of that. Probably, I would think people who maybe Buddhist
Oh, the
or
Buddhists definitely
or
are open to that.
people who are into reincarnation. You know,
Yeah.
what else? What other religions?
I
Hindu.
think any church that's anywhere around that doesn't have a hardcore um, dogma is going to be more open to listening to what you have to say.
Mhm.
If they've got a hardcore dogma that says everything in the Bible is the way it is, there's no way
Yeah,
to
that's it.
be outside
Yeah.
that box or that circle, then I think they're going to be more open. And like I said, what's really interesting to me, as many as we've done, we've never ever run into somebody
Never.
that wasn't
Mhm.
open a little bit.
Yeah.
As long as we explain to them what we're there for, what we're doing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been maybe been extra lucky. I don't know, but uh, I honestly think it would totally depend um, on how strict the church was about following
Yeah.
scripture, etc.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I do know that there are some religions out there that are very open. I know Methodists are they're as hard as Baptists, and Baptists is not as hard as Catholics, and Catholics are, I mean, Christians, and Christians is not as hard as Catholics. So Catholics are at the top of the list of everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. I know, and I've always had psychic abilities and stuff, so it's been really tough. So you're right. Yeah.
It's really hard, for especially if you have a case, man, and you want to go to the church and you want to
Mhm.
explain to your pastor or your priest what's
That's
going
what
on.
it's
But
bad.
the first thing he's going to tell you is
Yeah.
go home and pray about it.
Yeah. We had a lady recently that called us who is Catholic, and she went to her priest about some of her experiences, and he couldn't handle it. But it turns out she's worried the priest might be demonic. And it was like, okay, let's take a step. She wanted us to come to the church and do an investigation. It's like, that's not going to happen. You want to ask if we can show them the book?
Huh?
Look at he's choking over there.
Yeah.
I almost fell out. I almost fell out.
It was crazy. I tell you, it was like, oh
But
boy.
anything is possible, guys.
I know. I don't do demon stuff. That's it. I don't do it.
Like I say, there ain't too many demonologists around that can handle something like that.
There was a group. on the East Coast that's sanctioned by the church that I did contact once years ago about a case. And they were going to take the case, but they said, we need the investigation first. But this person would not let us investigate. So that didn't happen.
Now, how do you
Hey,
how do you guys feel about paranormal investigators today? What do you guys think of?
I think you should say that.
Okay. Well, it depends on where they are. There's a lot of YouTubers and things like that who do a lot of sensational stuff, which really irritates me because they are not investigators or researchers. You know, they're just doing it for the hits. You know, we've got quite a few young people on our team, and they seem to be pretty solid. I mean, you know, they bring the questions about what we're doing and how we do it, and you know, they even bring in their own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They bring a lot of technology that us old people didn't, you know, we didn't use in the past, but we use it now. But what do you think of them?
Oh, do you want to come on the show? Come say hello.
Oh.
Who's that? Hello.
Come say hi to us.
Who is it?
I'm the next door neighbor.
Hi.
We just got off of 3 double shifts at the Olive Garden, so I'm the bicyclist.
Oh my God, you must be exhausted.
Oh my God, were y'all busy?
Crazy.
Yeah, go home. Hey, go. Got a beer?
Yeah, no.
You got some water?
Yeah, I have water.
Well, go have a water and have a moment.
I got
All right.
Bye, thank you. So, yeah, I think, you know, there's some investigators and teams that want to be famous. I see a lot of that, or want to charge money for their services. I see that a lot more now than I ever have before.
Yeah.
But
we don't do that. We don't charge a penny.
No. So
ever.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? And my team always pushes me, and they push me because they wanted some of these guys wants to go into these big money locations.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know if the money is going to a good place,
mm-hmm.
putting money back into the, you know, into the location,
Mm-hmm.
I might be all for that.
That's the only places we could do.
Yeah.
If we go somewhere, it's got to go right back to the place we're going. We're going to.
And when I say I might be okay, and that is, man, 10%, 20%. It's a really low chance that I would even spend money to go into a location. You know, they had to push me to go into Bellinger, Old Park. They're like, well, man, you got to come, Terry, you got to come. It's, you know, like, okay. Me being the biggest skeptic. I'm a skeptic before I'm anything. And, you know, so I walked in that location. I'm like, I'm not impressed. I mean, talk to me. You know, hey, is anybody here? You know, I've heard so much about you guys, you know, but it was like everybody else was getting activity, but it seemed like they were leaving me alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my aura or is it I'm just a strong-minded, strong-willed individual and they didn't want to bother with me.
Well, because they probably knew too. They probably knew that you didn't want to be bothered, or you were very skeptical, you know. My understanding is that it takes a lot of energy to reach out and communicate, you know, to us, and vice versa. Yeah.
I'll give them some energy. You know, to be honest with you guys, I went as far as putting a Tesla ball on my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So if these guys want just a little bit of energy, they can touch that Tesla ball, and I don't know if they're going to, you know, if they get energy out of it or not. I mean, but you touch that Tesla ball all day long and get all the energy you want. Or better yet, you stick your hand in that light socket down there and you get a jolt.
You're going to get a lot of energy from that.
You be a powerful entity. if you guys, if they, which I don't understand why they don't do that. I mean, hell, it's right there. Why
Well,
not?
maybe they don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what, guys? Mary,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you some questions from yesterday. I just want to see how your reactions are.
Mhm.
One of them you probably know already uh, is it possible that spirits, what we do to spirits as investigating, is it possible that they do the same thing to us on the other side? They investigate us like we,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a two-way communication. I really do.
Mm.
And I think sometimes if they don't want to be communicated with, they're going to tell you. Because I've had that happen to me. I've had them say, stop, no more. And it's like, okay, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that too. But hey, Linda, I need for you to do me a favor. I need for you to go to the library and get me the biggest stack of paper you can give me. Because me and you are going to write a paranormal dictionary.
There you go.
I'm ready.
She's ready. Do it.
I'm ready.
Because I'm so tired of hearing all the words I mean, there's so many different words we can use instead of the same ones.
I know. It drives me crazy.
It irritates the hell out of
Me
me.
too. It does me too. I just call them souls, spirits, whatever.
Yeah.
Call them by their name if I know their name.
Yeah.
To me, they're just like us, but they're over there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
And let's not be so rude and obnoxious and disrespectful
No, I agree. Yeah.
and being angry. And dude, if you're angry on an investigation, you shouldn't even be on it.
That's
right.
right.
That's exactly right. We always are respectful, man. You just can't do that. That's really wrong. I
Yeah,
hate that.
and leave an offering, leave something, leave a piece of candy.
Oh,
what,
sorry.
what was that?
Oh, that was my stupid computer. Sorry about that.
Trying to, oh man, I got
I have a question for you.
yes,
Do you have any ladies on your team?
yes.
Okay. We were just kind of curious because it seems like more and more women are actually, getting into the paranormal
Mm-hmm.
and, finally finding our place in, being good researchers. So I was just curious how.
Yep. Hey, I embrace you guys. Come on out. Come on out.
You want to show them that book?
Yeah, the reason we've got.
I mentioned it to him briefly, but go ahead.
Yeah, we have a really good friend who just recently published a book,
Mm-hmm.
and Mary and I were honored to be in the book as well. But we're trying to get it out there so that other people
Women
will read it and
Yeah.
realize, that there are some women. Let's see if I can do this. Can you see that? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Women
so,
on the Fringe.
Mary and I are in this book. It's available now on Amazon, but it really gives a good insight, not only to the fact that more women are getting into the field, but there's some really good and interesting insights into the paranormal. I think it's an exceptional read. Not just for women. I've seen several men reading it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives some good insight on how far the paranormal has come. I'd say probably in the last 20 years, become more accepted. And then I think there's a trend now where people are looking at the old TV shows and they're going, oh my God, these guys. And now we're seeing more honest people, more people with integrity talking about the paranormal.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate, because I think I've had more women on my podcast show than I've actually had men. I've actually had women like the ghostwriter. She rides her Harley going to paranormal investigations by herself.
Mm.
You know,
I love it.
yes, women are coming out. I mean, they're like, man, they're like crickets at night. They are popping out. They are doing their thing. They're, they are chirping. They're making themselves known.
Yep.
Yes, and I encourage more women to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great thing
Mhm.
because women can bring much more to the table. You
Yeah.
know, than men. You know, because one, you guys are very spiritual creatures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, men, you know, and I'm a man, you know, but we don't always see the big picture when we're investigating. You know, women sometimes take that moment to just stop, breathe, and just feel the moment.
Mhm.
Men,
That's
on we're like, let's get in there and mad dog everything, and let's see if we get to the point so we can get home and
Yep.
drink a Budweiser.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not our we no.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how many times a member of my team, female wise, have told me to.
Whoa.
I love it. Zip it.
She's like, and just because she's sensing something and she's trying to feel something, and you know what? You ain't got no choice but to do it.
Right.
Or get your butt chewed out when you get done.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm always got the camera on her because she's all, you know, like I say, man, it's just something about women. And you know what? And depends on what location you in, more
Mhm.
or a little bit. Do you guys hear that whistle?
Mm-mm. Did you? I didn't hear it. No. Maybe you got a visitor in the hall there and in out there. No, no, I didn't hear it.
I just heard a whistle.
Oh, maybe somebody's visiting you there, like a ghost.
You know, if
You never know.
you're with me, hey, I need for you guys to, hey, I gotta go to HEB. I'm gonna get you. There it goes again.
No, I didn't hear it.
No, I can't hear it.
Dang.
That's
Again?
this little whistle.
Wow. Huh.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, again, is that your mic?
I don't think so. No. I'm using my. I don't think it's. I mean, I'm using just the laptop. I don't have a mic set up. Mm-mm.
That's weird.
That
I
is
don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to. I'm gonna have a talk with myself when I get off the phone. But yeah, guys, man. Hey, I encourage, man. Hey, anybody, any female out there that want to do this, long as you get the right training
Yep.
for it, you know, spend some time with another team that's done it, you
Yeah.
know, and so on and so on. I'm all for it to having you guys,
Yeah.
you know, out there in the world, you
Yeah.
know, just do what you guys do. The only thing I'm saying is be careful, be respectful, and just obey the paranormal rules. That's always all I ask. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Since you mentioned training, I can't say enough how important it is for teams if they're putting teams together or bringing in new members is to have a training program.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
recently built a training program, and one feedback that we got after the class was over, and this gal had already done a couple investigations. She said, "I wish I had had that
Yeah.
before I actually started doing investigations."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, for any teams that are listening in here, I really encourage you guys to sit down and take the time to build a training program. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. No, it'll make a difference between you. I mean, every night is a successful night, whether you catch something or not. When
Yeah.
you investigate, you can never say you had a bad night.
Mhm.
Right.
You know,
True.
it's always successful, especially when you come back alive and you come back unattached.
Yes.
It's a good day.
Exactly.
But 2 more questions. I'm gonna get you guys out of here.
All right.
Mary,
I can see the
We're in
wheels.
trouble.
I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to ask. Mary, you
Uh-oh.
probably heard this question yesterday, so I'm gonna ask it to you. Uh, do you consider yourself a mechanically inclined person? Do you like to touch a bunch of tools and put things together?
No. No, wait. No, I take that back. Certain things.
Nope, Linda.
That would be me. You got one of us
Oh,
right.
yeah. It's her, definitely. Tell them
That's
what you used to do.
I used to be an aircraft maintenance mechanic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force for
Yep.
20 years.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Here's the funny part is that when I was an RN, I was a flight nurse in the Air Force Reserves at the base and she worked on the airplanes we flew out of, and we didn't meet back then.
Yeah,
That's
we
so
didn't know
weird.
each.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Yeah, small world.
Wow.
Now I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What?
Oh, go ahead.
So no, I take some of that back because in medicine, you do work with, and nursing, you work with a lot of equipment. So that kind of stuff, yeah, I can do. But I'm not good at building things or no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so Linda, you worked on what kind of planes you work on?
The C5, the 141, and the 130, and the C-17.
You got to admit, man, they don't build planes like they used to.
No, hell
Oh, no.
Mm-mm.
The new planes they're amazing, but they rely too much on fly-by-wire. I would much rather be in an airplane that still had all the mechanics.
You know what? And give me an airplane where you can use your skills.
Yes.
Dude, like those boys during the World War II,
Yeah.
got so much respect for those guys.
Me too. Yeah.
Crazy
Okay.
because they had to use this.
Yep.
The Vietnam pilots are
You know, and
those
I'm
guys are crazy.
O.P.P.S or O.P.P.S, and those old planes, man, they were the workhorse of United States military during World War II. And dude, I would love to sit in one. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about that, those old World War II, we're kind of going off topic here, but I was in a B-25 one day at an air show, and my belly could not fit between the bars.
Yeah, they're
tiny.
pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these guys that was bombardier, navigator, real gunner, man, they couldn't have been no more than 120 pounds.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
young too.
Young and
Really young. Yeah.
You know, I'm like, man, I can't. My gut is not.
I couldn't either.
It ain't work. Too many milk, too much milk, and too many zingers.
Yeah. Been there. I understand. I understand that.
All right, hey Linda,
Yes, sir.
your attic. No, you don't have an attic. What do y'all have? Y'all got basements over there?
Yeah, we have basements and attics. Yeah.
Okay, you in your basement and you're tapping and something's telling you to build something. So you go with your gut. You go grab a screwdriver, you grab a wrench, and you just like bloop, 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 and you put this box together. I don't have a box to show you, but you put this box together and you made a switch to it so where you can turn it off and on. And so finally you take it outside and you take it in your backyard because you don't want to mess your basement up. And next thing you know, you flip it on, Linda, and you get this big old energy surge. Boom. And Linda, you're like, oh man, your hair's standing up, your hair standing up on your arms because you got so much energy. But you're looking out into your yard and you see people. The way you holding that box, you can see the light just illuminating your backyard, and you see people walking around and stuff like that. And you're like, man, where the hell these people come from in my backyard? I'm having a party, did nobody tell me? You know, so you turn it off just to see that your mind ain't playing tricks on you, and you turn it back on, and you see buildings, you see people going about their everyday lives. You know, hey, that lady over there has a bag of groceries. She's going to the house. But then something catches your eye. It's like, I just open up, I just see these people, and then you're like, wait a minute, I just built a machine that can see into the other side, see the next dimension. So all these people that I'm looking at are dead.
A portal generator.
Now,
Make one. I'll make her make one now.
yeah. So with some, you invented that. This is Linda's baby.
Yeah.
She is my thing. Now, the question I have for you is, would you share that technology with the world?
100%. Absolutely.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, why would you?
Because it's not just mine. Something came through me to give me the ability to build that box. So when I'm giving a gift, it means to share. It doesn't mean to hold tight and not give to other people's. It's to be shared.
Or maybe you made it for a warning.
It could be that, but then it would be whoever had one, it would be up to them to make that decision.
Now, who would you share it with first?
Mary.
Did you?
Actually, I would, if there was a conference going on, I'd make sure I took it to the conference with me. I would share it however I could.
Everybody that you ever wanted to see, every family member that passed it on, you able to reach out and have a conversation with. You're able to sit down and talk to your mom, your great grandmother, or even your great 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 grandmother. Now, can you imagine with that type of technology? Do you think the world is ready for that?
Some of us are.
Yeah.
I think the people that would be, I think there would be people drawn to it.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Well, believers
I think the right people would show up. So,
yeah, the right people with the military.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that, but yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, I was prior military, so not everybody in the military is bad. So I don't know that I would share it with the military. Not that I don't like the military, but I don't always believe they use things for the best interest
That's it.
of
There.
everybody.
Now,
Have you?
go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go
Have
ahead.
you heard? Have you heard of the soul phone? Have you heard of that?
who?
Soul phone, like the soul phone. There is a group with that is working on making a phone to the other side.
That'd
Yeah.
be
Huh?
that would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's being led by this guy in Arizona. They have an institute in the university there, and he's a physicist. So these people are like doing amazing stuff. They're still in the course in the early phases, and they're starting to work on the yes and no switches and the yes and no lights with the phone. I'm on their website, so I get information on it all the time. So that's their whole purpose. Yeah,
You might have to send me that.
I will. I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Linda, how do you think that with you putting this technology out for the world, how do you think certain well, okay, let me reverse it. How do you think the religious aspect would react towards that?
Probably a lot of people would be afraid of it. Anything that changes your concept of what is, people generally are somewhat afraid of it.
Yep.
The people that are like us paranormal investigators, I think if you talk to probably 90% of people who do this, we're open. We're open to change. We're open to new things. But I think anybody that is afraid, like we're talking about, of the dark, anything new that they think will change their life, uh, I don't think they would be drawn to it. And I would probably be labeled as a demon
Yes, and
in living form.
I've seen history has proven that such things that have existed have caused nothing but chaos in the world.
Correct.
True.
Correct.
We've seen countries fight for far less. So can you imagine having something like that in the world, and certain religions, like you say, would demonize that, and
That's true.
they will want it. I mean, they will want to get rid of it. And I've seen countries go to war for far less.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you think that could be possible if you shared that to the world?
I think maybe the more we talk about it, I think maybe I wouldn't. Just for that reason. I think there would be specific people. I think people that I would trust, my teammates. I would share it with you. I feel like you would be somebody that would be open-minded about it. But I think you're right. The more that we talk about it, I think that's probably not a good idea to share something like, especially nowadays.
And so let's say that Linda decides to put this thing on the shelf.
Yeah.
How long do you think society would need to wait for you to actually bring it out for them to, and how long would it take for you to bring it out and say, hey, the world is ready for this now? 20 years?
I don't think it would be in the near future. I don't think. In fact, if I had to sit here and intuitively answer your question, I'd say 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be 28 years old in 50 years.
I'll be investigating from the other side.
I'll be with you.
See, I'll be investigating you guys.
That's right.
Okay. Well, you know what? Good answer. That's something. As you see, Linda, it started a debate between me and you.
Yeah.
It was good. Good debate. And I think me personally, oh my God, dude, I can't give him 50 years because I don't think mankind is ready for anything like this.
I don't either.
I mean, would probably, to be honest with you, I don't even think they'd be ready in 100 years.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the human, when man gets ready to evolve, and instead of being the man that they are now, I think they want to evolve to the man that they should be. That's when I think they're going to be ready.
Yeah.
I think that the mindset would have to change. It would have to be no longer greed and money.
Yep.
It would have to be about spiritual growth.
Yep.
And taking care of one other in mankind.
Yeah.
And get that pettiness. Because if you was to put that box out, and I can almost guarantee you it would be more petty people wishing that they had that box.
Yep.
And pettiness is evil.
Yep.
Yeah, I
it would
agree
be
with
all
that.
about the money,
Yeah,
I think.
totally. Yeah.
How much money can I make off this?
Yeah. And it's you developed it to help people. You didn't develop it to make a buck off of it.
Right.
And so I'm thinking it might be 100 years.
I think you're right.
I think we're ready for this. Now, at that time in the year, okay, let's say 100 years from now. So it would be 25, because it's going to be the year 2022. 25 now. So we're gonna jump 100 years. So that's 75. Yeah, 21, 25, right?
Yep.
So what kind of paranormal investigators you think that would be there at that time?
I would hope that they've evolved to be better people in the whole, the whole scheme of things, the world environment. I guess what I'm trying to say is until our world changes, until we're not, about the money, we're not about the power, we're not about the greed, until those things are no longer a part of our vocabulary, we're not going to be ready. So I don't think they could be a valuable investigator until that changed in their lives.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Good question. Good answer. Hey, I didn't expect that one. I was thinking, well, they're dressed up in army fatigues, and they the technology that investigators have almost 100 years from now will probably be 100 times more than what we have now. Hell, the cat ball will probably be the size of a damn BMW bug, but you never know.
Yeah, very true.
All right, guys. Hey, Linda, last question of the night. You guys, bucket list, where would you like to go on your bucket list? Anywhere to investigate in the world.
Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah. Now, you're not going to go there just because they got good scotch there, huh?
There's castles there that I would love to investigate, and I would like to go to some of the battlegrounds.
I was in Scotland.
I would like to go to Culloden. She's been there, but I would like to go to Culloden.
Woo, yeah.
I've been to Ireland, and that's a magical place. I would like to go again, but I would also like now to go to
Scotland's amazing.
Scotland.
Yep.
Any other place?
New Zealand.
Why New Zealand?
The culture that the people there, they're can't think Maori.
Maori.
Very they're very spiritual people, and they believe in that kind of stuff. It's not very well talked about, but yet if you get into the right people in the right places, then you can really learn some interesting things.
There's some things in the bush in New Zealand that can kill you.
Well, that's true, but I'll just have to be extra careful.
Ooh-wee. those giant
Komodo dragons
don't play.
Yeah.
No, they're
I think they probably make good dinner, but if they
I'll have to get me one of those big warrior guys to take me around.
There you go.
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
And back to Scotland.
Yeah.
All right. Mary, where would you like to go on your bucket list? Anywhere in the world, my friend.
Anywhere in the world. I'd like to go back to Scotland. That would be one for sure. And then I'd like to go to the suicide forest in Japan.
Oh, my friend Irene, boy. She is from Japan.
Two places, yeah.
That's all she talks about.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there. Yeah.
All right, Irene, you hear that? If you listen,
I want to go.
You want to go? Yeah, yep. That'd be a very interesting place to go. If somebody was to ask me that question, I would say I would start off at Normandy Beach in France and follow the way that the Allied forces went.
Yeah.
All the way into Germany.
That's a good one too, yeah.
And they I don't know how many concentration camps. Auschwitz. There's another one that starts with a K, but I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, and man, I gotta have a napkin because I know I'll probably be crying.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. The energy there's got to be off the hook.
Oh, dude, it's got to be off the chain. All right, guys. Hey, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys, man. If they want to come out to Washington State and eat some apples and hang out with us.
Some coffee. Well, we've got a Facebook page. That's the best way to get hold of us. We've got our helpline there and email address. So just go on to Facebook, Olympic Peninsula Paranormal Society. We are there. Yep. The phone number's there.
You know what, guys? Hey, if there are any paranormal teens out there listening or watching the show right now, guys, when you put your Facebook together, and you really have to take this in consideration. Now, I understand that, you don't want people calling you wee hours of the night, but if somebody has a problem, they're going to call you wee hours of the night anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, compared to a email, how many emails do people get in a day? Maybe 100. So there's a good chance that you can bypass looking through all those emails, or you don't even look through all the emails and you might bypass something. So I always urge people is put a phone number on there, even if it's just a number just set up for your investigations. You ain't got to give it out just to everybody, but just put a number out there where people can contact you.
Yeah.
I've had that incident. I've called many people. They'll answer, but an email, I'll get an email maybe a month later. Oh, I just saw your email.
Yeah. We pretty much just get calls. I rarely get emails. Most of them are calls when we get help.
So, hey, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys having that number on there, and I was able to reach out to you guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you guys have an Instagram, TikTok, or anything?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
We've got younger people on the team. We may.
It's coming eventually. It takes a little time.
Yeah.
Mary, Linda, it has been an honor to have you guys on the show. I really appreciate it. You guys taking your time out of your Easter to come chat with little me.
Oh, of course. Anytime. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for calling. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for giving us West Coast people some
thank
love.
You. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. And if you guys know a team out there that might want to be on a podcast, hey, feel free to contact me. Let me know, because I'm always looking for teams out there.
All right. Yeah, I know a couple people teams that I think would like it, Lance and Tammy's team.
All right. Well, great. Hey, any closing arguments for you guys? Anything you got?
I'm not building the machine.
She's not going to build it.
I'm not going to build it.
She decided she's not building the machine. I do have one thing, Terry, before. I have one thing, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Go Huskies. You love me now. You know that, right?
I think we'll play y'all again this year. But the good thing about it, you lost your coach, you lost your quarterback, you lost your receivers.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody. So I'm good with that. Hey, you guys go enjoy the rest of your day.
We will.
Appreciate it. Hey, guys, make sure, if all you guys in the group chat, make sure you go check out these ladies, man. Get their numbered up. Hey, support. That's what I preach on every day. Let's support these guys. Hey, you guys want to check out that book? Hey, make sure you get with them and get that information about that book. Can you guys put it up one more time so they can see it?
Yeah.
All right, there it is, guys. Make sure if you guys are interested in what this young lady wrote about, feel free to check out that book.
Yep, it's a great book.
There you go. It's a big book too. But in the meantime, you enjoy your rest of your Sunday.
You too.
Next weekend, another dynamic, podcast. Man, I got teams from all over the country that's going to be on the show. So hey, make sure you come stop in, say hello, check me out. And hey, you show me love, I'll show you love back. That's how we do it, guys. With NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Hey, I will see you guys next weekend.
All right.
Bye, guys. Oh, somebody's arguing.